lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in. Are you ready to be entertained, educated? A little stimulation for your brain. Lock it in. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to love? Then lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, lock it in. It's the Joe Lockett Show.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Where's my horns? Hold on now. There we go. Welcome into the JLS. It is the Joe Lockett Show on Lock It In Media. Welcome into the show. Happy Monday to y'all. We back at it again for another week. My estimates to say we got one more week of good old work. And then it's off to another break. So be looking out for that. Have no idea what we'll be doing for that break. Stay tuned and keep it locked in for us if you need to know any of the updates that will be coming up from that. But until then, you know what it is. We got a lot of news to get into. I'm sure the old man has a topic right now. He's out and about, so he'll be in shortly. As far as housekeeping, y'all know what the housekeeping is, though. As far as housekeeping, make sure if you are tuning in on social media that you do like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow us while you at it. Go ahead and comment how you feel about the show. All of these things help you keep it locked in and locked on to everything that we have coming up and that we do with LIM. Now, with that being said, news. News wise, we have some news to get into. I don't even know how I'm going to categorize it. I really don't. Because if you aren't a big fan, look, if you're a big fan of somebody, this ain't the news you want to hear. If you aren't a big fan of somebody, you've been waiting on this day for a long time. So depending on where the chips may fall or where the apple or whatever the tree, however you want to call it, today is going to be a news day. At least for the most part. I'm sure Joe has a I'm sure he has a topic. Look, when he get in, we may or may not get to it. Because I got stuff to say. I got stuff to say about this. Oh my god. So we're gonna be revisiting a few things. Got some updates in the news. We got a little bit of sports today. If you tune in with anything football, especially college football, depending on who you root for, you the same way as the other topic. Hey, you either really, really happy right now and laughing your butt off, or you're a little salty, major disappointed. So, like, really, that might as well be the theme for half of these topics. Now, before we get into the topics, I want you guys to go check out. I don't know if she still call it Evolve, but go make sure you go and check out Miss Kisa after our show. Miss Kisa does have a show that she do every day, just like us. One of hers that she do on the Mondays incorporate the men, so that'd be Miss Kisa talking with the men, interviewing them, seeing how it is in the dating world from the man's point of view to a woman. So shout out to Miss Kisa on that. Yours truly is the interviewee. We talk about a little bit of online dating and other things. Say go and support Miss Kisa all day. Can't emphasize that enough. We had a great topic. It was a real fun meeting. Didn't think I was gonna get as serious as I did, but hey, it is what it is. But make sure y'all go and support her. Now, as far as anything else to get into, shout out to the Twitter crowd. Shout out to YouTube. Spotify, all of you guys. I think that's all for the housekeeping for now. Yeah, I think that's all. So, with that being said, we might as well go straight into the very saturated news Monday that we have had in a very long time. Might as well go straight into that.
So we'll go on with our live entertainment. Without further ado, here they are.
It's cliffhanger.
Love it. I just love it.
All righty. Now you may or may not be seeing me do these back and forth, especially for today's like this. I know you guys want at least to get a mental image of whatever it is you're gonna be listening to. So I made you guys the posters again. Yeah. Congratulations for you. I'm looking out. Okay, ain't that sweet? Anyway, now with that being said, we got to give a birthday shout out. We haven't had one of these in a minute. Where's my birthday sounds at? Listen to the nice voice of Mr. Stevie. Happy birthday to most will probably say the queen of hip hop. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. She turns 42. Wow. Huh. I don't know what I was expecting from that. Anyway, shout out to Nicki Minaj. She turns 42 on today. Like we always do when it comes to these celebrities and folks that you may or may not know. You know what it is to give a little shine on their day. What's your favorite moment from them? What's your favorite music, album, scene, whatever it is? What's your favorite from them? I'll break the ice. Probably when I first seen her and she was with Young Money. That'll probably be my most memorable time because they played out her songs. They played out all their songs, honestly. That was like, shoot, I don't know a better debut outside of that. And when she got on the track and she washed every dude that she was on the track with, a la Jay-Z, who we're gonna get into. We got to get into Jay-Z, but she watched what? I think it was Jay-Z, Wayne, and either Eminem or Andre, or maybe it was Drake. All I know is she had some heavy hitters, and she in a lot of people's eyes, she got the best bars out. I don't know if it was the Dungeon Dragon song or it was something else. I know it was I gotta go back. I know it was a super popular song with some spitters on there, and she outdid all of them. So shout out to happy 42nd birthday. Now transition. Now we have some stuff to get into with the sports fans. Oh Lord, here we go. So, like we always do with the sports fans, might as well break the ice. It sucks for you if you Alabama. Jokes on you. It's funny how the tables turn and you become the butt of the very joke you tried to get off just a week ago and last year. Yes, I'm laughing at you, Bama fans' face. Congratulations. You don't per se get to stay home because you still got a bowl game. And you better not lose it either. Because if you lose to them again, it's going to look bad. But shout out to the college football playoffs for making what I feel is the right decision and keeping Alabama out. Yes, I said it. I said it with all my chest. I said it with all my chest, bro.
Bruh.
I'm glad y'all left Alabama out. Okay. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, college football world, and throughout the weekend, if you was listening to the other side of the news, another thing that was taking over the social media streets, especially the sports streets by storm, was the final polls and the final brackets for the college football playoffs. Now, with that being said, the committee dropped a few teams, added a few teams, and gave grace to a few teams. And a lot of folks don't like the fact they did not give grace to Alabama. Alabama did not make the college football playoffs for the 12 seed rounds first year. And honestly, from what I've been seeing, before I get into my own opinion on it, from what I've been seeing, it's mixed reviews. A lot of folks is happy. Other folks is like, I'm worried. Don't know where it's gonna go. The people that, or the teams that supposedly or seemingly got the nod over Alabama was SMU and Clemson. Now, if you saw the football games on Saturday, shout out to all the champions out there. Shout out to the Clemson Tigers. Clemson Tigers have won the ACC, so they was able to earn a spot into the playoffs. But SMU also earned a spot in their loss. What? I know. Ain't that crazy? Hold on. Maybe y'all didn't hear that for real. The losing team actually earned a spot to get into the playoffs. Crazy. So, with that being said, a lot of folks was like, no, why you do that? They not one of the best teams. They kind of trash. They ain't played nobody. Alabama played Georgia. Alabama played South Carolina, LSU. They're way better wins than what SMU did. Now, time to give y'all the news flash. Alabama also lost to Vanderbilt. Alabama also seemingly struggled for half of the games they did win. Yes, y'all do not deserve to be one of the top teams, especially not to a team that, if I'm not mistaken, only got 2 losses to your 3. Gotta be some respect put on that. I'm sorry. Gotta be some respect put on that. Plus, I love karma. And karma, like they always say, is the biggest B. Okay? You guys did the same thing last year to Florida State, and y'all said big whoop. Now, am I convinced that y'all would have went in there and stunk it up? No. Do I know if SMU is going to do that? No, I don't. But I would much rather be refreshed like the rest of the college football world than to see y'all get in again. Now, I'm not going to admit. I will admit. I will admit. Your game probably been a little bit more interesting based off of brand-wise. But did you truly earn it? I'm not convinced. Okay, so it's a little bit of petty. It's also a little bit of me saying, hey, you guys stunk up half of the year with your play. For the games you did win, I think it was the grace of God looking at you. It wasn't the fact that you really were the best ones on the field. Too many times I looked at y'all team and said, I think it's a better coach on the other side. Too many times I saw your team and I was like, they a lot more disciplined than you. Look, you could have easily kept it to be, it's a no-brainer. Why not put them in if you did your job? But guess what? You're a loser. So you need to go to the bracket and to the game that don't mean as much as the other. Now, shout out to Bama fans. You will be at some type of bowl in Tampa. Who knows? But you will be playing one Michigan. So shout out to that. At least you ain't at home like Auburn. At least you ain't at home like UAB. So, I mean, I would say watch the game with us, but we're going to watch you. So you're going to pass the time until we look at the games that actually matter. So shout out to y'all. Now next up, got to bring in, because it's about that time of the year, which I did not realize. Shout out to the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes. It's that time of the year again for award season for the actors. The Golden Globes for 2025 is in, and they have their nominations. Now without further ado, let me get the nominations rolled off the tongue. Where they at? Where's my nominees? Did I not send it? This one I sent it. Golden Globe nominees. There we go. I sent that. All righty. First off, for the Golden Globes nominees, okay, among these for these nominations, shout out to Denzel Washington. From what I hear, he finna clean up with this Gladiator 2 movie. Denzel Washington. Shout out to Quentin Bronson. Why you say that? Huh?
I saw the movie. It's okay. I wasn't that impressed.
I haven't seen it yet. You didn't see. I either see folks that's like y'all overhyped it, or other folks that say he did a phenomenal job and he earns the Grammy. That's is no middle ground. That's what I hear. Either y'all overhyped it, or y'all finna see another Grammy on his board.
Grammy?
Yeah, that's what I'm here.
A Grammy or Oscar?
Oscar, my bad. Excuse me.
Okay. So I saw the movie Gladiators, and I think he did a great job in it. But would I say that's one of his best roles? Should he get an award for it? I mean, I liked him in it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying that was an Oscar-winning performance from Denzel Washington myself, personally. And I'm a Denzel Washington fan, but
now you saying that to be contrarian, or you just
no.
really
I'm being very
like
when I saw the movie, right?
Mm.
I love Denzel Washington. The movie Gladiators. The story plot was just, for me, it was so. It wasn't the best thing out there to me when I saw it. I wasn't.
Did you see the first Gladiator?
Yes. Seen the first one, I seen the second one. It was okay. It was good. It was a good time to go. It was something good to go watch. But if you saw the first one, you sort of kind of lost in the beginning of the second one, because it's just some things like, where did certain people come from and how did they pop up, right? And where Denzel Washington character was, there was no character before, so it was it was a new character.
Yeah, that's fine. You do that in second movies.
Yeah, he won't be in the second one. But it was, because it was Denzel, it was good. But if I said look at it, was it an Oscar-winning performance?
Nah, I take stuff that you say with a grain of salt, though, because you're the type of dude that will force yourself not to be so impressed.
If it's good, man, I'm gonna say it's good. It's the shit.
But you was like, it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. If anybody saw the movie Gladiators, let me know what y'all think about it, right? If y'all saw the movie Gladiators, let me know what you think about it, right? Like I said, it's a great movie. It's a good movie. I'm not saying it was bad, but would I say this is a Denzel Washington Oscar-winning performance? No.
Okay. Now,
so one we should go see. Yeah, definitely you should go see the movie. Yeah. If it's a great night, if you don't have anything else to go do, should you go see the movie? Yes. No, I'm just being honest, bro.
Hey, if you ain't got nothing else to go do, I mean, it ain't gonna waste your time. But don't go into it thinking that this is gonna be the plan for the night.
I could have waited to see it on TV.
That's bad.
It's not bad.
That's bad.
No,
that's bad.
No.
No. That's a bad movie.
Listen to what I'm saying.
That's a bad movie.
it's not a bad movie, bro.
Joe,
It's a,
Joe, waiting till it come out on TV is a bad
but
movie.
you're talking to a movie person, so I can always wait to see any movie on TV. I don't need to see it at the movie theater. So don't you take that with a grain of salt for me, right? Seriously, I don't have to go see a movie when it first come out. That's just me. But
This don't sound appetizing. You said, "Hey man, get to it when you get to it," but it's all right.
no, it's a must-see movie, but it's not one of those movies that when you leave, like, damn, that was a damn good ass movie. No,
It's not Avengers Endgame.
I'm gonna say it's a good movie. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a good movie, bro. When you say you could have waited, that means
That means it's trash.
But
That
see,
means it's trash.
I understand what y'all saying. What most people say it, but y'all know I don't watch TV, right? I don't watch movies. So what I'm saying is,
Joe, hold on. For a dude that I'm just trying to get high because I get how you saying it. But for a dude that don't watch TV saying I could have waited until it came out on TV.
I could have.
Dude, that sound like this is the worst piece of crap.
No. It's not a piece of crap movie. Anybody say you saw the movie? Y'all chime in here, right? If you saw the movie, I'm being honest. You chat. Let me chime in if you saw the movie Gladiators 2. It's not a bad movie. I'm saying it's not a Denzel Oscar-winning performance.
Okay, so his performance in it
It's good.
alone is like it's separated from the movie. It's like
yeah.
it's passable, but it's not.
But for Gladiators, for what people are looking for from Gladiators, you're gonna get all that and more.
Okay.
From the movie Gladiators, you're gonna get all that and more from the movie Gladiators. If you like Gladiators 1, you're gonna love Gladiators 2.
But if you're looking at it for performances,
Denzel, what performance? A Denzel breakout performance from Denzel? No, it's Denzel who gave a great performance.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That's not that bad.
So if you're Gladiators, if you saw Gladiators 1, you must go see this.
Okay.
It's something that you want to go see. Me personally, I could have waited to go see it at home.
You cleaned it up.
You see what I'm saying? But
You cleaned it up.
it's hard to explain when I'm not a movie buff. But I'm impressed by certain things when I'm impressed. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like when I saw the movie Black Panther. Impressed. Damn good movie. Damn, everything was brand new, but damn. Now the second one,
The second one
it
was. But
Yeah.
that you got to think about what it was though.
But
it didn't make no sense.
But
But,
it made no. But
you got to think about what it was
I
now.
understand, but like I said, I could have waited for the second one to come on. I was glad I saw the first one in movie theater.
Nah,
see
I'm
what
with
I'm
you. I'm with you on that.
That's what I'm saying. Black
I'm with you
Panther
on
was an awesome movie, right? When I
the
saw that,
second one
the
was.
second was like,
I'm with you.
what we doing? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. So when I saw the Gladiators 2, the Denzel performance was Denzel, but was it a breakout performance where he gonna win? He should win Best Actor and all.
Now, while we speaking of categories like that,
Thank you, sweet mom, for the like.
for the Golden Globes, best performance by a female actor in television series, musical,
nobody
or
saw the,
comedy.
Did anybody see the movie Gladiators? What did y'all think?
Shout out Kristen Bell, Quinta Bronson. I love her so much.
So Dr. Cole said it was great. Cole. So Dr. Cole, do you think it was a Denzel breakout performance? So they said the ending was corny though.
I hear that.
See, people saying the same thing, right? Was it one of the movies where Denzel, you know what I'm saying? You like, oh wow, Denzel did this thing.
Yeah, we can't be spoiling.
No, nobody's gonna tell the ending, but what I'm saying is the people who saw this, right? Did y'all think it was like one of those movies that, damn, I'm glad I saw it at the movie theater, or damn, I could have waited to see it at home? Like I said, for me, damn, I could have waited to see it at home. I really could have. Even with Denzel in it, it would have been okay for me to watch at home.
That sounds like an ass movie. But
it's not an ass movie. It just,
golly, just let me get my stuff out, bro. I ain't saying you said it. I'm just saying you said it.
Sweet Mom said she gonna wait. You won't be disappointed.
What
You'll
else?
you'll thank me.
What else? Danny Donald Glover in for best male actor television. Yada yada yada. It look like these. So the Golden Globes is for like sitcoms and TVs.
Yeah, for most of the part.
Oh,
Oscars for the movies.
Oscars for the movies.
Not the
Oh,
Grammys.
okay. Jamie Foxx is in for best performance in stand-up comedy on television. What had happened was I didn't hear too many folks say that was good.
I think he did an excellent job, Dr. Coles. I do, but what
You seen that one?
No, I'm saying talking about Denzel here. I think that Denzel did an excellent job, but what I say is a breakout performance, one of those performances that you want to remember him in.
Question: what's the difference between a motion picture and a movie?
Nothing.
So why they? Because they got Ariana Grande up for this, and that's for Wicked,
Exactly, doctor.
and that's a movie.
Yeah. So what now? So Golden Globes can be for movies and for sitcom, but Golden Globes one of the things for sitcoms and for movies.
Oscar is just for
Oscar is for movies. I think for movies only. Yeah, for in the movies. Yeah, anything you did for them in the cinema world, cinema.
What you said?
I said cinema. It's cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, cinema.
Oh Lord. Okay.
But everyone portrayed emotions well. Yeah. I agree with you on that.
Breaking down.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but the storyline I'm going to say was, his character came out of nowhere, and then when you sit back and think about this character and you think about the time frame, it's like, but he did good. He did good.
Served the purpose.
If it wasn't Denzel, it wouldn't. The person in that role would have not. Nobody would have paid attention to that guy.
Okay. Now before we get to heavy hitting news, might as well lighten up your Monday with a good story. Shout out to TP. Tyler Perry recalls an instant. His first instant, might as well. He recalled his first meeting with Oprah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let him go ahead and get to it with that's Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Jimmy Kimmel. Hold on.
DC, I would hate to watch a movie you saw already.
Boy, me too.
Why?
When did you first meet Oprah? Was it on her show?
Yeah, it was on her show. I got a call saying that it was April Fools, and they were like, they want you on the Oprah show. They're doing this segment called "Remembering Your Spirit," and you're doing a lot of great things, and they want you on the show. I'm like, this is April Fools, right? They're like, no. So I flew to Chicago and was on the show, and I saw her, and I was just like, whoa.
Was that the first time you'd ever seen her?
That was the first time I met her, but no, I saw her. I saw her in New Orleans when I worked at a hotel, and I knew she was checking in at the Windsor Court Hotel. I worked in housekeeping, and I knew she was coming, so I was out in the hallway vacuuming. And I was vacuuming so long that people started to complain because I was just waiting for her to come. So I vacuumed that hallway for about 2 hours, and then she finally comes off the elevator. I just like,
Did you speak to her at all?
I didn't speak to her that day, but the next day I knew she was leaving, and I was vacuuming. It was time for me to get off. It was time for me to get off, and she was like, I called the room and said, hello, this is the bellman. Would you like to when you go to check out? I'll let you know. So she's leaving. She's walking to the elevator. I stand up against the wall. I was like, Tyler, say something. She's passing me. She's getting close to the elevator. I was like, excuse me, can I have your autograph? She goes, why didn't you say that when I was walking past you? So she walks over, she gives me her autograph, man. It's a wonderful moment.
You still have that autograph?
I don't.
You don't, yeah.
I don't.
Nobody saves those. As exciting as it is.
I got broke. I was broke and put out of an apartment, and all my things were lost. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry to take you down a really bad road.
But I bet
that's why I lost.
I bet that apartment you got kicked out of had a very clean rug.
Exactly right. But
now, shout out Jimmy Kimmel, shout out TP. I felt like it was a nice story before we get into the other side of stuff. It's pretty fine. Cool. Yeah, it's really
Thank you, Dr. Coles, for the heart. I appreciate you. Thanks for the follow too.
Now, gotta end you with some mess, and this is some mess. Oh my Lord!
Thank you.
You guys, guess who joins the case train with?
I think everybody know by now. It's been all over the news.
Of course, but you got to build it up. Golly, don't stomp on it. Be quiet. Guess who got part of the Diddy trial?
Denzel.
You guessed it, Jay-Z. What? Oh, love's a mess, but now. Yes, I'm pretty sure you guys have already heard about this, Golly. Hey, break the ice. You heard about this because this was over the weekend. There was information that then came out about a civil suit that hit the scene. Now, to prep you guys up, because in a sense, this isn't so new as it is that we're now hearing about it. So to prep you guys up, if you do remember during the many things and cases that was being alleged and put against Diddy, this is apparently one of them. Okay. Now, in this instance, Jay-Z was added to one of these civil suits from testimony. from one of the alleged victims.
Okay.
Now, again, treat all of this with alleged because we don't know. Okay. We're reacting in real time, just like everyone else. But apparently, there was a civil suit out on one Mr. Carter, Jay-Z, if you would.
Sean Carter.
With ironically Sean Combs, involving a minor of the age of 13. Okay. Now the accused suit apparently goes back to 2000. There's been many folks reacting to this in real time. I can't even go through all of them. I'll go through the important ones though. One, Jay-Z has came out and did his official statements from his party. The lawyer have came out with his official statements to counter that. Diddy's camp and lawyers, they also have came out to deny. Most folks around the board is denying this. Now, I do like how the Breakfast Club set this up. They made this in very Venus and Butthead terms. Shout out to old girl that's still there, by the way.
I love what Jess did today on that show.
That was dope. That was major dope. That was major dope. Like if we looking at and you excuse us for the content side, but
yeah,
that was dope.
Hey, you don't see that often.
You do not. She really gave her the floor to do her thing, she killed it.
She said, this
is what she do. She got the connections. She know the parties. She do her research. She journalistic.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she gave her the floor, the opportunity, and the free space to do that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, she cleared up a lot of stuff for me, and made and she made my extra research make more sense.
Yeah.
So shout out to I need to get her name. I can't just keep calling her old girl. But she was major dope for that.
But shout out to Jess Hilarious.
But shout out to Jess
for being a professional, sharing her platform with someone to do their thing, man. If you guys don't think, when you get a chance, watch the interview this morning from the Breakfast Club. And this is what I love to see in our line of business, right? Because that's what me and you do. We share the stage, right, with people. And for her to do that for where she is and who she is, that takes a lot, bro.
Yeah, for her to stick it out. Shoot, I don't know too many folks that just quietly go to the back burner after killing it like she was.
On this major story, you want to be the one who actually delivering the punch, not somebody else that come in and do the journalistic part better than you.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? But she gave her the props for that, man. So I, that was big ups to that.
But not for us guys. Let's hear a sweet voice.
We do see that Jay-Z was the latest person named in the Diddy lawsuit. Mm-hmm. And this story is like an onion. It's a lot of layers to peel back. And so I'm going to bring Lauren in here to do this because this is her first.
Because she called the sources.
This is her forte because she can contact anybody from the feds to Donald Trump.
There you go.
So I want her to come on in here. Come on in here, girl.
And I saw just trying to pronounce litigious this morning. Woo.
Well, I can think I did a better job than you did. Don't play with me.
Okay, so look, not even a laughing matter, right? So over the weekend, actually last night, Jay-Z was named in a lawsuit. This is a federal civil suit. This lawsuit is one that we actually talked about before. So y'all remember back in October when Tony Busby filed that big bunch of lawsuits against Diddy.
Mm-hmm. That's the one that set up the hotline.
Yes. Yeah. That was the start of all of that stuff, right around that time. So during that time, case that was mentioned, there was a 13-year-old girl who said she came to New York when she was 13 to go to the VMAs. She didn't have a ticket. She was just excited to be here. She met a limousine driver who said he worked for Puff. And he was like, I can't get you into the VMAs, but if you come back here after, I can get you to an after party.
That 13-year-old was with no parents. Just by themselves?
She came by herself. She came by herself. So she was dropped off by a friend. Now that girl in that lawsuit back in October said she went to a party. It was a Puff party, allegedly. When she got there, she had some drink. She started feeling a little crazy. And then she went to a room to lay down and take a little, a little minute away from the people. When she woke up, Puff and two other celebrity A and B were in the room, and she was raped, allegedly, in that room. She called her dad to come get her when she was able to get away from the party, who didn't know she was there. And then it caused her mental distress to this day. So that's why she was filing civil suit. So over the weekend, celebrity A was named as Jay-Z. So now that has like shattered the internet case that was made, as you guys can imagine, because I think for a while people have been trying to place other celebrities in this and figure out who the other names are. And this is one of the biggest names outside of Diddy that we've seen named in all of this stuff. So now the civil suit still remains as is. The claims are still the same. The only difference is that she's saying that Puff was one of the people allegedly that raped her in that room, but that Jay-Z also participated, and that there was another celebrity who was a female celebrity, B, who watched. And she said that the woman is accusing Jay-Z and Puff of taking turns. Now, all people.
Now, we probably ain't got time to go through all of it. That's mainly the gist of the initial one. Now, like I said, Jay-Z has since came out to deny these claims, saying that for one, he does not, just to abbreviate a point of what he sent in, but he was of the opinion, one, I'm denying all of these charges because it's nasty. Two, if you wanted to get actual justice, I would encourage you to federal charge me.
Criminal charges, yeah.
Instead of what seemingly you're trying to get about money. Because, and he came out recently, as far as breaking his aside, he came out recently saying, yo, reveal yourself so we can take this to federal court and we don't have to keep this in civil suit. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not giving you a penny and I don't play about these accusations. So I promise you, I'm willing to go as far I can take this. You feel me? So that was his initial statement in Beavis and Butthead terms of what the claim was. Now, apparently, from the law firm and the company, they said that Jay-Z has been trying to go against them and trying to either use scare tactics or other means of flexing power to get this swept under the rug. And from what he's saying, him and his client ain't scared we with the smoke.
Well, I'm going to back it up even further, right? Because ain't nobody talking about this part of it. The 13-year-old in New York, okay? At nighttime. 13, hold on.
I'm with you.
13 years old at nighttime, right? How are you out so late to go to an after party? After the VMA Awards, number one. After VMA Awards. Number two, who is this limo driver introducing you to Puff? At 13 years old. Who do you know that's a limo driver that introduced you to Puff Daddy, Puffy, right? At 13. Because that's, to me, is trafficking. Because at 13, you ain't supposed to be in no after party. Period. At 13, you ain't supposed to be outside. Because the VMA Awards, let's just say most part of you taping is about probably 9, 10 o'clock. You're 13 years old. The after party is about 11 or 12.
To 1.
Where? And I'm not saying what didn't happen. I ain't got to do that. I'm just saying
you made
prior to, who is this limousine driver that introduced you to Puff?
How do you know Puff?
How did you get to the limousine driver?
Why was nobody there?
But you're 13, bro. I'm 13 years old. Okay? Nephew, 13. Who did you have contact with?
Not no limousine driver, and definitely not one that know Puff.
Okay, your cousin could be, let's say it was her cousin, right?
We being nice.
Okay, but I'm just being nice. But I'm just saying, just let's just say it was her cousin that was the limousine driver for Puff Daddy, right? What is because your cousin know your age. Okay?
Why he putting you around Puff?
Thank you. At an after party. What you think? And again, please understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying what happened didn't happen. That's all allegedly. But what I'm saying is, as a 13-year-old, as your cousin that's a limousine driver, that's probably a grown-ass man, why is he introducing you to go and hearing that you can go to a fucking after party with Puff Daddy, knowing what could happen?
Another point.
Come on, bro.
Another point, because we all got our thinking caps on, and I'm sorry, common sense is going to rule over just hearing the story. I'm sorry. That's what it is. Common sense will rule over just hearing the story. So my other question would be, past that, Nobody knew you was 13.
Nobody.
That's our other one. That's the one that's been killing me all day. Nobody could see that you was 13.
Nobody.
13 is distinct. I get a lot of teenagers. I was trying to be one of them teenagers that you either act or you try to.
There are some girls'
mature.
bodies that look more than 13. But when you open your mouth,
You know
13.
somebody. You know somebody 13.
13. We would say
You know somebody that's
we would
just
say
past
you were
puberty.
13 or 15.
You just getting out the beginning stages.
Bro,
of
you
puberty.
can't get rid of that young look at 13 as a female.
Voice ain't even dropped all the way.
And you telling me two dudes and a woman sit there and watched you? And again,
And they gave you stuff to drink
But hold on.
that you had to go lay down.
But let me say this. I don't know what happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Puff Daddy, P Diddy, and whoever the woman could have done what she said the woman did. So I'm going to give her that. I'm just saying, for me, if we're going to make sure we get everybody, we need to get everybody, bro.
Yes.
Your mama, your daddy, the limousine driver,
Folks that
everybody.
need-
20
folks
years
that need
ago,
to be held accountable.
bro, there's no way in the hell at 13 years old I can come in the house at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
No way in hell I'm finna be in a city.
She said her daddy
all by
came
myself.
Her daddy came and picked her up afterwards.
No way I'm finna be in the city all by myself.
But listen
I don't
what
even
I'm
care if
saying.
I
Bruh.
grew up in the city.
Bro, exactly. But your
At
dad,
13.
She said when everything was done, that had to be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3, right? Let's just say it was 1 o'clock in the morning. What 13-year-old is out at 1 o'clock in the morning, bro? Coming from a party. Your daddy picking you up from where? Where did her daddy pick her up from? Was it a friend house or was it a hotel?
Now to give credit, because I didn't read all of her case study. I was already reading the other ones.
Yeah.
So it may have included that in it.
Yeah.
If you dig more deeper into it, it may have
but
included
that's why I
all
said
that
I
in
got,
it.
again, teenagers like these said,
But for
teenagers
the
can't be
public, I don't
teenagers,
know.
but I'm still asking questions because the biggest okay,
No, she didn't.
Here's the biggest thing I'm gonna say here, bro. The limo driver is just as suspect as everybody else.
You on the limo driver. I'm on her parents.
I'm on her parents, but again, if the mom and daddy picked up at her friend's house, if they dropped off at her friend's
I
house,
would need to hear that.
But
I would
that's
need
what
to
I'm
hear
saying.
that she back with
But
her friend.
that's what I'm saying. That's
But
why
I'm holding parents,
but-
like her parents' friends.
that's
or
why I
whoever,
say
they need to be
that-
involved too.
But that's why I say everybody involved. But again, it depended on where her parents picked up on her at. Because like D said, everybody, kids do lie. So I get that. But what I'm saying is, at 13, bro, there's no way in the hell you should have been at the after party.
I'm still on my first one. I get that teenagers lie. I lied a lot. Guess what you knew? I was 13.
That's what I'm saying. So again,
like y'all can miss me with that. Like
I
at the point we
I
still
don't
got
know. I don't know
common sense.
how a 13-year-old got into a Diddy party. The limo driver, like I said, still, bro, I'm still saying because Diddy would have never met her if it wasn't for the limo driver.
Well, I would have.
Listen to what I'm saying.
And would not be allowed to leave out till the age
Sneaking
of
out the house,
9.
but sneaking out the house sneaking out the house wasn't easy in my house, D. Maybe easy in your house, but sneaking out of my house.
I could have, but I was always scared of my neighborhood.
Okay, so
I ain't growing in no good neighborhood.
lived
I
in
like
a
nah.
split
I'm
level,
good.
okay, so my room was next to my mother's room, right? And my windows were locked and sealed where you couldn't get out. So if you walk through the house, Mama was going to hear you walk out the house, and the door was going to beep if you're trying to get out the house. So you was not getting or sneaking out the house. And if you had, and where we lived at, you wasn't walking any goddamn where. Okay, you weren't walking nowhere. We lived in Forestdale.
Oh, y'all was in pseudo country.
You know what I'm saying? To get to the main street, it takes about 20
Yeah, it
minutes,
took a little minute.
20, 30 minutes to walk. Okay,
That's the walk. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
You had
you
to
know how
commit.
quiet it is in Forestdale, right? If a car pulls up, Mama gonna hear the car pull up. You got to get out the house. So you saying you're gonna take the chance of opening the door with the door beeping and the beepers in Mama's room,
and then taking that 20-minute walk?
You're not gonna do that. You should, or have somebody pull up at the house or pull down the street and walk down the street. So what you gonna do? Soon as Mama get in while she in the shower, you gonna leave your room, go outside and wait, and hope she don't go in your room and check before she goes to sleep and check and see if you're in there. And say good night, Junior. You know what I'm saying?
But I could have did it, but like I said, my neighborhood
Bruh.
was a little bit too dangerous for me to just be walking
My
around.
house where we lived at, if you would have tried to sneak out the house, you were stuck on stupid because you was gonna get caught.
But to their place, to their case, I can already hear. I ain't even gotta look at it. These kids are not us. These kids are not us.
2024.
So we don't know how they got it,
Bruh,
Joe. They could just be walking out the house and tell they folks
Bruh.
they leaving.
2024. Let me tell you something. As a teenager, you wouldn't stand over nobody's house.
In what year? No.
But no, I'm saying right now, my mama, my parents,
in today,
my parents today. If I was a teenager, you're not staying at nobody's house. You're not having a cell phone, right?
That's your parents, though.
But that's what I said. My parents, bruh. I don't give a fuck about all these other parents. I'm telling you what my parents still would do to this day.
Then it's gonna be heard as like you disconnected because
you can say disconnected.
That's part of it at this point,
bro. You can say disconnected, but there are parents, bro, in 2024 that don't allow their kids on the internet. Their kids don't get a cell phone to a certain age. They don't do certain things. There are parents still out there that are like that,
and their kid probably unequipped for life. I mean, that's another topic. I'm not gonna get there. I'm not gonna get there. But
you can say that, but their kid probably just as equipped.
I'm with you if we talking about regulating it, but
hold on. But their kid is just as equipped as any other kid. They just not exposed. Because bro,
no, they're not. No,
bro,
bro, we can't lie with that,
bro. What? Okay, so if a kid don't have a cell phone,
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
I want to go there because I want to ask you. A kid without a cell phone, right? What are they not equipped with?
A means of contact past other channels.
Okay, so
that means you can get to your child. You don't have to just be in school. It can be in any instance. I'm sure you're not.
Okay, so you can get a cell phone that I can contact you that you ain't on social media. You can get the cell phone where I can contact you at any time, but you're not on social media.
Okay, and then I ask you with the social media point, at what age?
I would say at what age for me would probably be 15 to 16.
That's when they can't?
No, that's when they can. Then when
at 15 to 16.
When I would allow them on social media. But I'm saying if a parent is like that, a kid will still be able to operate and function in this world.
Well, you initially said none. So I'm thinking you talking about none at all.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
like I said, I get regulation.
I would say up to a point. If you're going to be on the internet, for me in my house, if my kids are going to be on the internet in the house, the one computer that we use will be in the main room. You wouldn't have a computer in your room. Okay. You wouldn't have your cell phone in your room. At 13, 14, your cell phone would not be you in your room. You would not have a cell phone. When you went to bed, the cell phone would be with me. If you 12 or 13 years old, bro.
12, 13,
the cell phone comes with me. You go to bed and you go to sleep. You're in my house. A kid don't need. No, bro, I'm saying. When you're using I will allow you to talk on your phone in your room, but when it's time for you to go to bed,
you better get to sleep. Bro.
No, you ain't gotta go.
It's 8 o'clock,
bro. You ain't got to go to sleep. But all computer devices comes and be put in my room.
You know what time it is, man?
Again, I don't care about anything else. I'm saying you ain't got to go to sleep.
What about a game?
Again, all computer devices, bro, games and everything, because you can talk to people. For my kids. For my kids, right? When you in your room, when you're going to sleep, I don't care if you go to sleep, but you're not going to be on devices talking and doing other stuff that I don't know about with my kids because you can. So that's not going to stunt your growth as another kid because I regulate who you talking to and I can see who you talking to.
Regulation is saying no contact at all.
No.
That's why I said it like that. I was like,
I'm saying is I'm not saying no contact, but it's under parental supervision.
Then that's why I'm trying to get us off the topic. Golly, Joe. That's what I'm saying. I thought you was talking about the other one and not regulating it.
Yeah.
Regulating it, cool. You could be as strict as you want to, but no contact at all against.
I think
you unequipped.
Because I think some kids, you know what I'm saying, you need to make sure that number one, they understand what they're doing. And they understand that you're not going to be just all free willing on this internet. Because kids are going to find a way to do stuff. Regardless of what I do. I know that. But as a parent, I'm going to do everything I can to slow down the process of you getting too much adult information. And I want you to be a kid for as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be a kid for as long as possible and enjoy your childhood. Play. Don't worry about, what's going on in politics or every 5 minutes when news coming up. I don't want my kid to be bombarded with a whole bunch of news stories when they should be trying to educate themselves and get ready for life. As a parent, that's my job.
Okie dokie.
You getting ready for this social stuff and you know everything about Nicki Minaj and you know, man, nobody gets it. At the end of the day, I can't tell you about Dougie Fresh or Run DMC or anybody. None of that shit means nothing. What LL Cool J did back in the day and Lil Kim, it don't mean nothing today, bro. The stuff that I learned in school, right? And the guidelines and the people who taught me how to become a man is what helped me become the person I am today. And the damn thing I saw on TV, MTV, Beepers, whatever, none of that changed my childhood, who I am as a man today. It's the people that I spent time with. And as I grew and I got experience with, that took me through life. If you allow the internet to grow up your kid, right? And your kid is knowing stuff that you don't know. These kids these days that I see in school today, that I see on a daily basis, bro, they stupid and they dumb. The average kid cannot write their name in cursive. The average kid cannot read out loud. The average kids cannot even pronounce what they call big words.
Nah, they stopped teaching cursive in school.
But
for some schools. Though.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, but as a parent, I can teach you that, right? But just because they don't teach in school, I can teach my kid cursive. Can I?
I'm sure you can.
I'm saying I can teach my kid how to sign their name in cursive and how to write in cursive when they're in kindergarten. That's when I learned. It's up to the parent. You can do these things, bro, as a parent to make sure your kid have the skill set. Just because the school don't teach them, and everybody think, you know, it's for Chat GPT and the teachers. No, the first teacher in the child's life is their parent. The last teacher in the child's life is your parent. If their schools went out, I'm still going to teach my kid and they would know every damn thing I know. And they're going to be one smart motherfucker. I promise you that. They may not know everything about history, but how to survive in life, I'm going to teach them. I teach my daughters than the internet or some dude that's trying to traffic my daughter or talk trash to my daughter or sleep with my daughter. I would rather be the one teaching them. That's just me. If you're on the internet, if my child is on the phone in her room, she ain't talking about anything but what? What's she doing? She's talking to some dude 9 times a day, and one of her friends about some dude when she's a teenager. You don't think so?
I'm not gonna get on art. I'm not trying to talk about this. God, dog.
But I'm just saying, when I was a kid, all thing I had on my mind was sex. I didn't have nothing else on my mind when it came to education.
That don't mean your kid gonna be the same way, man.
Most kids are, bro.
Oh,
and if it ain't the girls, the boys definitely are. So,
oh my Lord, Jesus. This wasn't even a topic.
I don't write cursive, but I know how to write cursive. You know what I'm saying? And even at 54, I'm still bettering myself. Like I'm learning to speak different languages and stuff like that. And I would want my kids to be in a situation where they want to improve themselves. That's all I guess what I'm saying. So that kid at 13 years old at a Diddy party, way out of line. Period. Limousine driver, mama, and if P. Diddy did see that girl at 13 years old, he need his ass whooping. If Jay-Z had anything to do with it, he needs his ass whooping. They need to go to jail.
All alleged. Now, with those being alleged, there was posts going around. Of course, I'm sure everybody saw the post, but apparently, Tina Knowles, she liked a few of the posts that were saying that he was doing things with this young girl. Now, she has since right now, as of right now, she has since came out to say that all of those like posts about that, her account was leaked. Or was hacked. Not my bad. Her account was hacked.
It wasn't.
It was not. It was not. I suspect.
Now she put one of my mama bullshit line.
Yeah. Oh, my account got hacked. No, stop playing.
No, you didn't like Jay-Z marrying your daughter from day one.
At all.
And when the shit came out, you started liking that kind of stuff.
And when you found out you was a cheater, you really didn't like him.
Because when she cheated,
you and your daughter.
Yeah. So you know.
Yeah, it's not lying.
This is why I say, bro, real talk. You got to be careful when it comes to parents, because my mom did the same thing to me, and I'm not high profile like Jay-Z. But when I got a divorce, the bullshit that my mama pulled, I told you what she said.
Well,
the exact same shit that Tina Knowles said. What did she say? Facebook did that. I don't know how that happened. All of a sudden, right? A picture of you and my ex-wife pops up once I'm going through a divorce on your face, on your profile picture.
See who she sided with.
You saw exactly, right? I'm getting phone calls and text messages from folks like, bruh,
how you missed it?
Bruh, what your mama doing? Your mama know you're going through a divorce? And my mama, a picture pops up with my mom and my ex-wife, right? As I'm going through a divorce on her profile picture, right? She don't liked it and everything, right? I didn't know nothing about it. I'm getting text messages, and so I look at it, and then I'm looking like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
so I called mom, right? And she was like, I don't know what happened. I don't even know why you calling me that. Facebook did that. Really? They just happened to find that picture.
Now, did she post it, or was it her screens, like her profile picture?
No. You know, you change the profile picture. It says profile picture been changed, and then it posted on your timeline. That's what happened.
Not your way.
Yeah.
Because I didn't share a memory before.
No. So it popped up. No, on my feed. I told my mama, right? So Facebook just picked that picture.
Out of all of them.
Out of all the pictures. Not a picture you and dad, and not a picture of your son, but a picture of you and my ex-wife. After I just told you 2 days ago, me and her going through a divorce. Right? You post a fucking picture of my ex-wife showing, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Gotcha.
Hey, be like that.
Yeah, that. Again. I see you.
Oh man. Now that is all for the news portion of the day. If you guys enjoyed it, I'm sure we're finna get more updates about this.
I sent you something through social media. I mean, Instagram the other day, didn't I? Yesterday, over the weekend. I wanted to talk about today.
Oh, over the weekend?
Yeah, I sent you something on Instagram, I think. I said let's talk about it on Monday. It's 13 minutes after the hour. You guys are locked into your favorite digital evening ride. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Nephew's in the building. I'm in the building. I'm here for a change. I'm sorry I was a little bit late today, but I had to go pick up my truck out of the shop, actually. She running like a top. Shout out to Napa Parts. They fixed my truck today, so I appreciate them.
Napa Know. Napa Know.
I still write my name in cursive. I signed my name because I think it's still cool to be able to sign your name in cursive. I really do believe that.
What'd you send it on?
Instagram.
I don't see it.
I didn't see nothing on Instagram.
I see what we talked about Friday, and then I see 2 clips.
I didn't say anything about let's talk about this on Monday. Because I don't never see nothing on Facebook. I thought I sent it to you on Instagram. Okay, it's all good. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
And I heard you talk about Alabama earlier today.
Yes.
I heard when I was driving in. I'm with you on it with this. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Alabama did not deserve to be in that this year. They did not. Their strength and schedule had a small valor to it that you could make an argument for. But did they deserve to be? Did they deserve to be in the playoff? No,
not
this year.
And outside of me, just joking about it, for real. But yeah, y'all.
I would have been disappointed if they would have gotten in when you had some other teams out there that had a better record than they did. Now, is it going to be as entertaining? Probably not, because their level of play still is not, it's not as good. Because everybody like TCU or TTU, I think it's TCU.
They don't want that to happen again.
And like it's going to happen, but it's going to happen again because, again, the caliber. You got to get a caliber, you got to get a coach, and you got a teams. There are teams that a broke clock is right twice a day, right? And what we're seeing in college football, that's what's happening. People go to the brand name. If it ain't a brand name, ain't nobody gonna watch that shit.
I agree with that, but I also agree though, with something that one of my friends said.
What's that?
And they was like, college football today. If you're going on the notion that a team like SMU wouldn't be on the same level as a team like Alabama or Michigan or maybe even a Notre Dame. If this year has taught you anything, is that what we have been knowing or what we have been going to believe in recently can easily change.
Yeah, any given Saturday, easily. It can easily be okay. I want people to understand this. Watch through this whole year and maybe next year and last year with the portal. Right? That's what people are saying. No matter what y'all have said, yeah, everybody have had a given Saturday. But at the end of the day, what do we still see? Still see the top names at the top. It's still Still top names at the top. You got a few people that's squeaking through, but are they going to be able to sustain? It's going to take a minute for those programs, right, to be able to get up to the level of a high-powered team. And not because they got to get a good record. You got to get a brand.
But most folks are saying that's the horizon you on right now.
Okay, but that's fine. But that everything sounds good what they're saying. But if it's not branded, college football don't make money. Ain't nobody watching. Okay, so that's good what they're saying. But people watch Alabama. People watch Texas. People watch Georgia. Ain't nobody finna watch a damn playoff with SMU or TCU. If they don't do it year in and year out and become a brand in football,
TCU,
bruh. But again, ain't nobody really paying no attention, bruh. They're not branded. Again, it takes time. They can do it, but college football will suffer marketing-wise in the meantime because those teams that are getting through or squeaking through, they are not built like that, and they don't have a fan base that's going to support them.
Now, didn't know it was going to get sporty. Well,
Robin, how you doing, baby?
What's up, Robin?
Thank you, nephew.
Now, what's the name? Shout out to Trent Richardson. He also sent me a
I'm trying to get him on the show. I hit him up to come on the show.
Word? What'd he say?
Nothing yet.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna send me videos like this, but he ain't gonna respond to me because I sent the text, text and everything.
Hey, nephew,
what's up? I sent the text to him and everything, man. But
his football season, he just finished.
It's at the end.
Yeah, but again, he's not going to commit to anything. But I don't know. I don't know if my nephew to mess around and got no. But I can't. No, but he have it. Trenton is not like that. Trent is not like that. He's not.
Not like what?
He's not, because he's always had access to bigger platforms, but he always made time for us.
Oh,
because we saw him on the Pivot and all these other platforms.
Oh no, he might be on First Take next.
But okay, so before we met Trent, he sent us stuff. It takes time for him to just think about us because everything he's doing, and to send me and you something.
Yeah,
and he still does.
Yeah.
So again, he don't have to.
No, I mean, I got
because he Trent. Right?
Oh my goodness, dude!
So
I'm there busting those chops. Yeah,
I'm busting the chops.
I ain't thinking he's looking at it like the little small fry.
But I got to give that big, thick leg head motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I give him his props, right?
Goodness.
He always show up, man. You know, so when he got time, I'm sure he'll show up.
Stop all that. Yeah. Oh, he's so nice.
Bro, you have to know how to. And I was telling I told my brother about this today. There's not a place that I go that somebody don't know me somewhere.
No,
right?
No, seriously. No, seriously.
Right? So
no, literally.
right. Know what I'm saying?
For a fact.
Right, seriously. But how did those relationships get cultivated to the point where 10, 12 years later that no matter where I go, I know people know me?
Shit like this.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Because you make sure that the people that you do meet, when you do meet them, right? You make sure that they understand that you understand.
Come on. Right? Shout out Reggie. I need to get him on the show.
But you know what I'm saying? People need to understand. You have always, people hear about Michael Hart, Leland, Russell, all those guys, right? And Roxanne, right? That you got a chance to meet, right? But you cultivate relationships, right? Throughout the years. And I can call certain people and get in touch with them, and they can make certain moves for me that most people couldn't do because I respected them one at a time, but I also understood who they were and that they didn't have to do that for me, right? Like I said, you remember the first day we met Trent. I went on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I went and cussing them out that day. Real talk. Why? Because I wasn't on the football field. Why? He was in my house. So I was like, bruh, that's some bullshit. You remember? That's some bullshit you're saying. And I brought you in there with me. He was like, oh, this what we on? I don't know. That's what we on, big dog. Don't think because you were that big, I ain't scared of you. I ain't finna try to run. I ain't finna try to run at you. But on this microphone, I'm gonna run at you all day.
Come on.
And that's how me and Trent started our relationship. You know what I mean? Then I left, introduced you, and y'all came in. Next thing I know, you're part of the damn show. I'm like, you leaving me now, bro? What's up? Right? You're like, no, I'm with you, but you know, this is Trent Richardson, bro. And Reggie.
Shout out TR3.
Yeah. And I hope they do bring that back.
I do too. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Because I think
that's gonna
because
be
he got with with the pivot. I think he understands the concept now, what he want, and the money he got to spend to go do it. But yeah, he'll be really good at it.
Nah, it'd be.
But I think his is gonna be different though, because I don't think he want to do what those guys are doing. He cares about the kids.
Yeah, it's gonna be more like a youth impact.
Yeah, I think he really want to spotlight the young talent. Because when I saw him doing his show, he was always about that young talent. Yeah, but I was always amazed who can just pick up the phone and call though. I would pick up the phone and just call in about, yo man, they should come on the show. All right. The next thing you know, they're on the damn phone like. Okay.
Now I think Reggie would kill that. He will murk that.
D said back to the playoffs.
No. What Trent sent me though about the teams and stuff now. There's now starting to be billionaires investing into these smaller teams and programs in order to combat and to buy these other programs too, because of how NIL is registered.
And I would love him to come on the show
program
and talk about, because I think parents need to understand this sending their kids to college. They need to understand what is best for their kids, because there's development and then there's money.
And there's NIL and then there's scholarship. Those are not always linked.
But
together.
again,
and I like how buddies explained NIL.
Yeah,
NIL is separate. The school can't write that off.
So, but I think as a parent, and I got a kid that's talented in high school, going into college, it has to be a new structure for what parents need to understand their options are for their kids. Because there's the bag, there's talent, and then there's NFL, right? What does that look like for your kid? And the educational part, the component, which should be the most important component. But I think some parents will put the bag over the education, right? So
yeah,
what does that look like for the parents that got talented kids that's going into college? How to navigate through that and then set a future for their kids to be able to live after college, after the NIL money. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? And I don't know the answer. So I would love to get him or Reggie or anybody at that level to sit down and help navigate or put out something. Because that's a lot nowadays, bro. Because you can make a bag in the NIL, right? But that's not going to take you through the rest of your life. You may not make it to the NFL, the NBA, or the WNBA. What does that look like? How do you brand yourself? Is your social media? There's a lot of shit that goes into that for these young kids these days. Completely different than what a lot of these other folks went through.
Shout out to Travis Hunter. Shoot, he branded himself amazing.
But he's on the deal. But look who his mentor is, though.
His mentor,
it's
but
Prime.
his I also get that to his parents too, because they saw.
I don't even know who his parents are.
But they saw the foresight to have.
But
Prime
I don't know.
as a mentor.
Do you know who his parents is?
I've seen him, but
do we have a dad?
Yeah, his dad would be there.
Okay,
but his dad, but that's the point. They're not in the forefront. They leave, but they leave that up to first off his mentor because they trust Deion wholeheartedly
with everything,
and their son is the star. They're not living vicariously through him. They letting him be himself and putting him in environments for the opportunity. And that's why I give them the highest. And then next up will probably be Deion Sanders, because you ingratiated him like he's your son. You feel me? So I loved how they did his branding. Even out of high school, before the NILs really took front, they made a conscious decision to get him branded. That's why folks wanted him over there. That's why Florida State was trying their hardest to try to get him so he wouldn't go to an HBCU. That's why Saban was trying to get him just as hard as Florida State. He would have been at Bama. He told both of them, no, I want to go to my people, and you know what I mean? Put it on for the HBCUs, and that caught the attention of Deion Sanders' sons and Deion Sanders.
Gotcha.
You feel me? And now Deion saw so much of himself in him that he ingratiated the family as well as him. You feel me?
Gotcha.
It's kind of like me and you
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
They see how you is with me, and they can't help but say you family. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, your mom and your dad, bro, they may be like my sisters and brothers. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So
we
it's
bound to
like,
say, yeah.
and they don't play. What you doing on that? Shut up. I ain't doing that. He get on my nerve. But you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, they put him in the environment where he can start doing things on Twitch, where he got these branding deals and actually being a part of brands like a Fashion Nova or being a part of brands like a Nike.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Now let me ask this question. Okay, let's get down to the show calls. We can go back and forth on that all day.
Move.
It's Messy Monday right here on the Joe Like Show. Thank you guys for watching us. You know, sports on the show, sports by my girl. You know, it's the tequila in the house. You know what I'm saying?
You can't you mess up on the air the infinite.
I didn't say that.
Call her name out. Golly, infinite.
Right here.
Infinite. Yeah.
To make my dirty lockets.
Mhm.
Dirty lockets too. You know what I'm saying? That's that real.
Dirty.
Ooh, that's the dirty. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm pretty great to send those out for a couple of Christmas presents to some of my friends.
Oh,
Go to
bet.
their website. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, you can go to and I'm gonna put the website up because she sent it to me today. But yeah, I'll be talking about it tomorrow. But anyway, I want to talk about this. So on a Messy Monday, you're raising a kid in 2024, right? You got the daughter, you got a son. Social media. What are you telling America chat line? What are you telling your kids? Because most of our audience is in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Most of them are 40s and 50s, right? Some in your 60s. What are you telling your kids to look for? Or are you telling you to look for in marriage? Or are you telling your kids to get married? Are you asking them, when are they going to get married? How are you preparing your kids from last year to going forward? What does that look like for you, for kids right now? Right, that's graduating from high school, that may be in their 20s. What are the conversations we're having with our kids on a Messy Monday right here on the Joe Lockett Show on the LIM network? Right, what are we saying to our kids? Right, do you tell your daughter that she should get married? Are you telling your son he should get married? At what age would you like to see your kids get married? Have kids, have babies and grandkids. Real talk, what are we saying to our kids right now? And nephew, if you were to have a kid in this day and age, right, what would you say to your daughter or your son about getting married in their 20s? How would you prepare your kids now? Knowing what we know, seeing what we seeing, understand what we understand. How do you prepare your kids now?
If I was that age, I would tell my kids, unless you see some type of future with them, don't
what?
Get married and have kids with them.
So if you had a son right now, he's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice to him?
You shouldn't be worrying about getting married.
So what's your advice for life? For him to succeed, what is your advice as a father?
Focus on your career, focus on your ambitions, your hobbies, and on you. If something or if things are in a way or they're possible to where you find somebody or find a female or find a dude to where you think that you can spend your whole life with them, you want to go into that next level with, then choose them wisely and use your gut, use your best decision on that. Pray about it, shoot. But I would say don't let that be no focus. That ain't life.
You had a daughter, what would you tell her?
Same thing. That's why I phrase it like that. That's not your life. If you find somebody that wants to be a part of your life and want to be in a better future or whatever it is that you see for yourself, then do the things necessary to do that. But in your 20s, don't worry about that.
I want to ask Robin, because
that's
I know
not
she
important.
have a son in college. I know she have a kid in high school. Robin, what are you telling your kids, if she's still on here, how to look at life? Because she's going through it right now.
Okay.
She got a son. I know that's in college in Auburn. I know she has a daughter in high school.
Or pigeons.
So
pigeons.
I'm saying, so what are you telling your kids how to navigate through 2024 now? Because this is different than what with social media, the pressures. Are you telling your kids, to your daughters to get a husband and find a man that's gonna be able to take care of you? They got a good paying job. Are you, as a father, telling your kids, or a mom telling your son, that you should get married to your girl and take care of her? Or what is that information we're giving our kids, right? On the Messy Monday right here on the Joe Lockett Show. In 2024, how do you navigate to your kids? Like we talking about the NHL, the NIL, and everything else, right? Damn all that. Let's just talk about our kids. How do you navigate and talk to your kids now that's not married? Maybe your kid got one kid with a baby mama or a baby daddy that he's not in life. What advice are we giving our kids now? With where the world is going, with their skill set, knowing that a house, a retirement, and a car is what they need. Erica, Bridget, let's see who else is on here. Rachel. What are we telling our people? Dr. Coles, what are you telling our kids? What information can we tell our kids now? Because this is new for us. The information that was given to us don't work anymore.
They got to be modified, but
the information that was given to me doesn't work at all.
You got to modify it.
The information.
What information is that?
About education.
And be specific.
When my parents say you have to go work hard, go get a college education, go get a job, that don't work anymore.
You can modify that.
Okay. Like I said, the information I was given does not work.
What they told you ain't too different from what other folks is going to use. It's just going to be a different sounding version. So it's modified.
Okay. So like I said, again, the information I was giving didn't work for me.
So you're not correlating that as it's the same information. You think it's totally different.
It's totally different. The information that was given to me did not work for me at all. Did not work.
Why
hey,
not?
Michelle. Long time no see, baby. But yeah, it didn't work for me at all.
Why not?
Because graduating from high school was my parents' pivotal thing. But they couldn't afford to send me to college.
Okay.
So there was no furthering my education.
Okay.
So how was I going to do that? They had no clue how that was going to happen. My parents didn't have the money to send me to college. And my parents was not in the frame of mind or did not know how to send me to community colleges. My parents didn't talk to me about any kind of college because I think they were embarrassed because they couldn't send me. So they was hoping that I didn't go. They talked about it, but when time actually came, there was not one time that my father or my mom sat down with me and talked to me, do you want to go to college?
Okay.
We had a conversation maybe my junior or sophomore year. If you want to go to college, you're going to have to find a way to pay for it. They kind of sort of hinted at that, but they never said anything else about it. They just kept saying at 18, you got to get out of here. That's all they kept saying because they didn't have the money. They thought they would, but when it came time for me to graduate, mom was working, dad was working, and they was working, blue collar jobs. They didn't know anybody or know how to get me situated for the next level in life because they didn't do that. Even though my dad was at Lawson State, my father never sat down and said, son, if you don't do this once you graduate, you can go to Lawson State. He never said that to me. Ever. There was no college, anything. I never filled out a college application. We never sat down and said, do you want to go to college? They just asked me what you want to go do. And I just said, when I realized what was going on, I said, I'm going to the military. Because that was my answer out. Because what I realized was, they said, well, if you stay here, you're going to have to work. They didn't have an answer for me. So why would I stay in your house and work and pay you, right? While I'm trying to figure out life without a skill. So for me, I was like, I'm leaving y'all ass, go do the hell I want to go do my 8 weeks of boot camp and go live my life. And that's what I did. But my brother didn't see it that way. And because he didn't see it that way, he found out what I figured. There was no path. My brother got out of the house because his woman, the lady he was dating, that he got pregnant, she joined the military. That's how he got out the house. There was no path out of my parents' house. They were great parents, but they didn't know what the next level should be because they wasn't set, and they didn't do any research to get to the level because they was working. So when they said their cop out for us was you got to be at the house by 18. If you stay here, you got to pay your way. They didn't know anything else. I know that now, but during that time, I just had to figure that out. It wasn't that they went out trying to find different things or talk about how to do it. They didn't do that for me when I was going. Maybe they didn't have it. I don't know, but that wasn't an option for me.
Okay. So, and the initial question was how you what
would you tell your kids in 2024? How do you navigate your child getting ready to graduate, right? Is their sophomore, their junior year, or their sophomore, or their senior year in high school? Knowing where we're going now with Donald Trump again to become the president of the United States of America, trying to do away with education, right? All the stuff that we're seeing in 2024. As a parent, what are you saying to your kids? This is a real conversation, America. What are you saying to your kids right now? What is the best advice that you're going to give to your kids in 2024 and going forward? Would you tell your kids to go to college? Would you tell your son, right, to go to college? Is it safe for your child to get married in their 20s right now? Can your son sustain taking care of family? Real talk. These are conversations. Like I said, what would you say to your kids now in 2024? A lot of people don't want to talk about this, but this is a real conversation. On January the 6th, President Donald Trump will become the president again of the United States of America, whatever that's going to entail. For the next 4 years, your kid getting ready to graduate this year, for the next 4 years, your kid is under Donald Trump as becoming an adult. What are you telling your kids? What do you do now? Do you go to college? Do you pay for college? Your son, what are you telling him? Are you saying get married in your 20s? Are you telling your daughter to get married to a man in their 20s? Is that what we're saying? I'm asking. Do you tell your daughter to go to college and get an education? Do you tell your son to go to college and get an education? If he got a girl pregnant right now, you know what I'm saying? And he's a senior high school. What information are we giving our kids in 2024? Let's have the real conversation. This is real shit. Because life is about to change. For everybody. Regardless of what is good, bad, ugly, and different. I don't know what this means under the new Trump administration that's coming in. I have no idea what this is going to look like. But how do we prepare our kids for this new age that we're coming into to survive, to get married, to have kids, to have a family? How do we survive? Because if you're in your 50s, you're in your second chapter. We adapt, overcome, and improvise. We know how to downsize, we know how to do this. But your kids, they're brand new. Do you have enough money to help your kid get their first house, their first car? Do they know about finances? Do they know about credit and debit? Do they have a job? Do they have the skill set to get a job that can buy a house at the age of 20, 21, 22? What are their skill sets for the marketplace for 2024? If they went to college, is that college education going to be there for them where they can get a skill set in the next, by what? This is 2024, so 2028 when they graduate, possibly. Bridget said, I'm paying for college for the second time. I also have two that chose the military. Ms. Hanson says, it's individual, but things are so much different than they were 30 years ago. That is for sure. And it's a conversation I think that we as a community on social media, the Joe Lockett Show, the Lockett In Media Network, I think we should start having. Because y'all said it best. There is no answers. There is no right, because we don't know. Right? What to tell our kid. That's the honest God truth. We don't know. I'm at 54. If I had a kid in high school right now, I wouldn't know what to tell my kids. The only thing I know for right now that I have to make sure that my kids are going to be okay. I would take on the responsibility of making sure that where I am, that it becomes generational wealth for them, and teach them about what I'm doing for them. And paint a picture about, okay, this is where I see the world maybe being able to go where they're going, right? Michelle, tell me about, again, thank you so much, Robert. Michelle, tell me, because I know your son is just a Miss Alone graduated. Tell me how you're taking care of your son. But I would sit down with my daughters. They was in high school right now. I would tell them my vision of what I see. This is what I see for generational wealth. I would tell them this is a possibility of where the world could go. And I would have a conversation with them. Honestly, what do you think you may want to do at your worst case scenario if everything else goes bad for you? And I definitely tell my daughters, don't depend on a man, right, to take care of you. Your worst case scenario should be you, not child support, not alimony. Your worst case scenario should be your skill set. So if I had daughters, the one thing I would be focusing on with my daughters, and I still focus on with them today, is a skill set. I heard the guy on the pivot with the braids, light-skinned dude, right? He said something that's so, I love what he said, right? I don't know his name, but if you look at the podcast Pivot, where it's like 3 guys on there. What's the young guy?
Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, him, and another guy. Anyway, he said, men, make sure you get your co-pilot, not a passenger. Right? Get you a co-pilot in life, not a passenger. Not somebody that's going to be on aisle E seat 22. Right? Get you a co-pilot. He said, my wife can land the plane. You know what I'm saying? That made so much sense to me, bro. Get you a co-pilot, right? He said, if something happens to me, and you heard me talk about this, right? I need a woman who can handle my shit, who's not going to lose everything that I don't work hard for. Get you a co-pilot, right? Somebody who can land the plane. You see what I'm saying? Michelle says, DJ is a junior UAB now. I told him education and career is important, but make sure you network. Okay, that's very good. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. But yeah, when the dude, exactly, Bridget, he said, get you a co-pilot, not a passenger, right? And he said, if something happens to me, my wife can run all our businesses. And that's what I be on this show. Like, I need a woman. If something happens to me, she can run everything. If the woman is dependent on me to do everything and she can't do shit, you are no use to me. You're just a centerpiece. You're a passenger. I like what that man said. Get you a co-pilot, right? She knows how to do everything that you know how to do, and willing to do everything that you do to maintain what you have built, that y'all have built together. There's a difference between a co-pilot and a passenger. What I would tell my kids, if you're going to get married, try to make sure that you got a co-pilot, right? Not a passenger. And you're not going to know that so early on in life. So don't rush to get married, is what I would tell my kids. I would tell my kids also, if you can't take care of yourself, you're in no position to get married. Daughters included. If you're not in position to take care of yourself, you're not in position to get married to a man. If you're a man and you're not in a position to take care of yourself, you're not in a position to marry a woman. I think every woman should have her own life, her own skill set, and be able to maintain her own life where she can be a benefit to a man. Now, does she have to pay the bills? No. But she needs to be able to handle her shit in 2024. Because the way the world is going, the bullshit that we are spewing to each other, that ain't going to work no more. A man is not going to be able to handle everything in 2026, 27, 28 and going forward, bro. They talking about tariffs. Everything is going up. Most men don't have a skill set that's going to be able to match everything. It's going to take 2 incomes. It's been taking 2 incomes when you're married. It's going to take even more now. It's going to take both of y'all. If you ain't got a wife that's willing to be your co-pilot, I wouldn't marry her, bro. I wouldn't marry a woman that's not willing to be a co-pilot. She has to be willing to work and pour her load for the family. If it's just y'all, it's different. But if y'all got kids, you need a woman that's working, and you are working out in public and coming home, and both of y'all maintaining the house. That's the only way going forward for what we see that's going to work, because the world is not getting better for the middle class or anybody beneath that. It's getting better for the people who make money, who have money, who know people. It's getting better for them. So if you're in the middle, you're getting squeezed the fuck out. If you're not setting your kids up for generational wealth right now, your kids, if your kids are not going to be, it's going to be tough for them to make generational wealth going forward, because everybody got the same access to technology and everything else. This OnlyFans stuff and podcasting, it's great now. But if you're not creating your generational wealth today, within the next 2 to 3, I'm going to say, it's probably a long span, probably too long, but I'm going to say for the next 3 to 5 years, you're fucked. It's going to be something different that you're going to have to figure out. We're going to be too old to do it. If you don't equip your kids to do it and have that mindset, they're going to be set in the mindset of middle class and below, and they're not going to do it. So your generational wealth in your family will not exist for a long time or at all. That's the honest God truth, because things are moving too fast. You don't have 20 to 30 years to work at a job, pass away, and leave your kids $1 million policy. You don't have that anymore. And if you don't have $1 million policy on yourself right now, 10 more years from now, you're not gonna be able to get that $1 million policy. Depending on where your health, you may not be able to get that $1 million policy now. So you still can't leave your parents, your kids, with generational wealth. So how do you leave your family in a better place? This is a real conversation that you really need to have, because again, it's okay to say that you live well, but if your kids and your grandkids are not living well, what did you really do in your life? Legacy, generational wealth. So again, if I'm talking to my daughters, when I talk to my daughters, I tell my daughters, don't have any kids, have fun. But make sure that whatever you get in the beginning, you can maintain it yourself first. I talk to them all the time about that. Not saying that they're always listening, but luckily right now, one is 22 and the other is 32. They have no kids. Get your life together first. Figure out what that looks like for you. Don't let a man dictate what you want to do in your life or what you can and cannot do. You got to help him and wait till he get his life together. Then you got to get yours. No, you dictate what you want. If a man want to be with you, he's going to ride with you while you're getting your life together. He's going to get his life together. Other than that, do not put your dreams to the side for him because you get older. Don't do that shit. That's the advice that I give my daughters now. If I had a son, I would tell him, do not try to stop a woman from building her dreams while you want to date her. Date her, but don't marry her. Get your life together before you marry her and make sure you can handle yourself and take care of yourself before you take care of somebody else's daughter. I understand it's really nice to be able to get in a relationship and be able to build together. But if you can't maintain yourself as a man, it's really hard to maintain two people. Going forth, it's going to be really, really hard to maintain because prices are going up. It's not going down. You only work 24 hours in a day. They're only giving you a certain amount of money per day. You're not getting overtime all the time. Your skill set may not have you making $20, $30, or $40 an hour. Your skill set may have you working $15 to $18 an hour. If you're working $18 an hour for 40 hours, you're not making a lot of money to take care of you and yourself. How are you going to marry somebody? I don't care how you love somebody. You can't marry somebody if you can't take care of them. Right? You can't. Unless she's willing to live poor. What America would consider poor. Beneath the poverty line. That's the only way you're going to live if your skill set is not high. Those are the facts. Those are the truth. If your son doesn't have a great skill set, he's not making a lot of money. He's making $18 an hour, making $4 a week. He ain't making no money. $18 an hour before nephews would be a lot of money, right?
No, a lot.
But when you take out taxes,
it's not as much as you thought.
Bruh, you're bringing home about between $35,000 to $30,000 a year at $18 an hour after taxes. Health insurance, dental insurance, taxes, state and federal. Out of your check that they tell you that you're going to gross about $60,000 a year. Your gross is 60. You're taking home about 38. Okay? Let me say this again. When you take that job and they say you're going to grow 60, you take it home about 38. They're taking anywhere from $300 to $400 out your paycheck if you're taking out medical and everything else. It's about $300 to $400 guaranteed every paycheck. You're taking home $38,000 to $30,000 a year. How are you going to take care of family on that, nephew? If you break that down in layman's terms, you're making about $700 to $800 a week.
Pretty much.
Okay. Your mortgage or your rent is what?
Probably about $700.
$700 to $1,300, right? Mortgage or rent. Utilities. Car. Insurance. Gas.
Another 2 or 4.
Right? We ain't talking about anything else. So, Bridget said her mortgage is $1,600. So if you're making $800 and some change, 2 of your paychecks go in the mortgage.
Straight down. Other ones.
You broke for 2 weeks.
And then you're gonna be broke for the next one because they more than likely gonna be other expenses like utilities, maybe.
Okay,
maybe
so
the
Robert
groceries.
says husband and I were together for 36, but married for 26 years. He passed. I'm living my life. But back then, you had the time to mess up, bill for 15, bill for 3. Like me, even when I lost everything, I had time to recoup myself in the last 2 to 3 years. Sabrina and Selena's not going to have that if they lose everything because of AI. They're going to be replaced. When you lose everything, you're not going to be able to get a house and a car and all. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't have the skill set to do those things in this AI world. KG said, I bring home $2,400 after taxes every week, and I feel broke still being single, and their bills are high. Damn, KG, $2,400 a week. Where the hell you live at, bro? Ma'am, I'm not for sure this is a lady or but $2,400 every week. So 2,400 is 246. Ooh, you making no damn net. You make it down over $10,000 a month.
But
you can't be living in Alabama.
Nah, that's what I was just gonna say.
You gotta be living in California, New York, or someplace like that. Where you live,
Texas.
KG? Or Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, we got low cost of living. So
she live in South Carolina.
Yeah, I can see it. South Carolina, North Carolina. We one of those not low states, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
the price of living is low down here, so the wages is gonna match it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So when we're talking about this, y'all, and this is a conversation y'all can have offline, hard with your kids, but I think as parents, as aunties and uncles, right, brothers and sisters, we got to start really thinking about 2024, about the next generation of young kids and young men and women that's coming up. What are we telling them? We have to get more information to be able to equip our kids. We may not have all the answers because we don't know what the future holds, but we definitely got to tell them that bringing on more life debt is not the answer. Getting married too soon before you're situated is not the answer. Having kids right away before you be able to make money is not the answer. I don't have all the answers, but like I told my daughters, you can survive a lot longer by yourself than you can with somebody. Let me say that again. You can survive a lot longer by yourself than you can with somebody. Meaning, figure out who you are, what you want to be by yourself. Don't wait till you get with somebody to become what you think you need to be for them, and then trying to figure out yourself in the process. This era where we in don't allow us that time frame to do that. It's going to be either or, whether you like it or not. You're going to choose either or, and sometimes you're going to lose yourself in somebody else's dream way faster than we used to. I don't want my daughter losing her dream in some man's dream that don't give a damn about my daughter as long as he got his. Not saying he don't care, but to the fact of he gonna have something and she don't. I can't care about him. I got to make sure that my daughter is equipped to have her dream going on. So when she get with him, she can build with him whatever his dream may be. He shouldn't have to be trying to make sure that she got her dream together before he gets his. No, it should be my daughter's responsibility to make sure that she ain't going to allow no man to fuck up her dream. As a woman, like I told her, don't allow no man to mess up what you got going on. The money that you get in the bank, what you need to get for yourself. I know what the old folks used to say. Find your man that can take care of you. Damn all that. I don't want my daughters doing that shit. No. My daughters, Sabrina and Selena, if they go against my wishes, fine. It's on them. But they have been told by their father numerous of times. Find your passion. Find your niche. Find out who you are, what makes you happy before you can be with a man and be a wife or be a mother to a child. Enjoy your life. Figure out that first, right? And everything else for you will come a lot easier. If you start to do things for your child and for other people and for your husband and for your parents first, you're going to lose yourself in the mix of all of that. And sometimes you never have time to catch up and find out who you are, and you're unhappy because you're living somebody else's life. That has been my advice to my daughters, and I will continue to tell them that. Again, will they listen to me? Maybe, maybe not. Will some dude get their head? Probably so. But at least I can tell them what I did learn, what someone did not tell me, was to focus on you. Don't worry about trying to make daddy happy. Don't worry about making daddy proud, right? Because I grew up in an era where I did things and I wanted to hear my mom and dad say, I'm proud of you. That don't mean shit if you ain't happy. Let me say that again. Making your mom and daddy proud don't mean shit if the kid ain't happy. It doesn't. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's the honest God truth. Your mom and daddy being proud of you so they can brag to their friends at church and their sisters and brothers and all that don't mean a damn thing if that child is not happy. Tell my kids, damn what I think and what your mama think. Figure out what makes you happy, and I'm going to love you for that. Let me love you for that part of you, right? Let me love you. If I'm your father, let me love you for what you do. Don't try to do something that you think I want you to do, right? Don't do what dad do. Don't do what you think dad's going to give you what he thinks can be. But like I told them last time I talked to them, I don't give a damn whether you do it or not. When I see you doing what you do, I want to see you smiling. I want to see you happy. When you're talking to me about it, I want to see you smiling. I want to see you happy. Even if it's the exact opposite of what I said. I want my daughters happy. I don't need to say that I put an imprint on your life because you did what I told you. No. You followed your dream and you're happy. That is a parent's essence for me, to see your kids happy. If them smiling in their own happiness, not what I told them to go do. Robert, I agree with you. I think you should get your life together, but I think a lot of times we don't tell our kids to get their life together. Right. We say, when you going to get married, when you going to have kids, you know what I'm saying? You're getting older now. And I think I listen to somebody, I look at some people, right? You telling your kids, where's the grandkids, where's this here? And you know, they broke as hell. You see, they ain't really got a great job. Why would you be asking where the grandkids are? Why would you ask them when they're going to get married? No, let me sit down and talk with your son about, okay, how much money you got in the bank? How are you saving on your 401k? At what age you want to retire? What are we doing for that? Yeah, may not want to have that conversation, but they'll thank you 20 and 30 years later. Like I told my daughters, I want to retire y'all at 40. Worst case scenario, I want y'all to be retired. Y'all don't have to work again at 40. We got to I want to give my kids a different mindset, not 50, not 60, not 70, because they're taking everything away. Social Security and everything else. They're taking the shit away, pensions, all that shit. It ain't going to be there. So why not have your kids thinking how to retire at 30, how to retire at 40? That's a different mindset, right? If you don't talk about it, it'll never happen. Because I guarantee you, Sabrina and Selena cannot retire at 70 years old. That shit ain't going to be there for them. We're not. Your kids would not be able to retire at 70 years old. Social Security would not be there at them for 70 or 80 years old. There would be no Social Security. Those are facts. So what information are you giving your kids? What are we as parents doing now to make sure our kids going to be okay? You may say, well, I don't need to do anything. I raised them. Bullshit. As a parent, we're in better positions now to invest and do certain things and put things in place. Even if we can't continue to pay on it, hey, if you continue to pay on this for the next 20 years, you have this much money. I'm going to do this. And then once I pass away, you can continue to pay on this, right? This is your generational wealth. This pay into this. Well, and I'm not giving investing advice on this show because I'm not going to be anybody's investor and I'm not licensed to do that. But what I'm saying is those are things that you can do with your kids to make sure that you started for them. Y'all started together and they continue to pay and their grandkids and so on and so on. It's things that you can do now to set your family up for a legacy and generational wealth. And you have to stay, your family have to stay liquid. I would tell my kids to make sure you're liquid. Make sure that you got money coming in on multiple streams. Not just what you can do in 24 hours. It's how many multiple streams you got coming in within 24 hours, nephew. That's when I saw a difference in my life. I got the same 24 hours. And one thing somebody told me before, right? And I'm going to let y'all go after this. Jay-Z got the same 24 hours a day that I got. That hit different with me. Right? Tyler Perry got the same 24 hours a day that I got. Jamie Foxx, Denzel, they have the same 24 hours that you and I have, nephew. What's different about them, nephew, and what's different about you and me?
We got money.
Before they had money, though, they still had the same 24 hours. They didn't always have money.
Opportunity.
They didn't always have opportunity.
They made opportunity.
Say that again.
They made opportunity.
With the same 24 hours we had, right? Before, they was all broke. Tyler Perry lived in the car. Steve Harvey lived in the car. Everybody, right? They had the same 24 hours everybody had. It's what they did within those 24 hours they got to the where they are. Everybody got the same 24 hours. The sun rises and the moon comes up on everybody. It's what you do within those 24 hours, right? Their opportunity came with what they did within those 24 hours years ago. The question I leave everybody with now is, what are you doing within your 24 hours that's going to make your 24 hours different in the next 5 to 10 years for yourself and for your kids? Okay, I'm making sure my children have credit. I have them on my accounts. That's good, KG. I hope that the conversation may have been boring to some people, but sometimes you need to talk about those things because I think we can talk about Jay-Z and everybody else, but what are we talking about our kids? All right, so hopefully that conversation helps. Share the video out there if you agree with it. Thank you, chat for today. Hey, we love y'all, man. Jatim, Te Moestamas, Liberty. What does all that mean? It means Denise, nephew, and your boy Joe Lockett. That means we love you. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Y'all have a very, very, very good night.